We would be just discussing the perspective of HVACR industry as well as the cold chain solution from Mr. Vikas Taneja, Director Cold Chain Solution, Panasonic Life Solutions.
Pleasure to be here.
How do you view cold chain industry evolving in 2026?
What we see in the Indian market related to cold chain is there's a lot of growth happening now further from what traditionally it has been happening. If I give an example, a lot of growth coming in from e-com sector wherein they are putting up a lot of cold chain infrastructure which was not there a few years back. Logistics is coming up in a very big way. Large logistics warehouses, climate controlled warehouses are coming here. Apart from, of course, the regular retail, traditional retail which has been there, pharmaceuticals has been there, even the agriculture sectors have been there. But these sectors now like logistics and e-com is driving much more growth.
So how do you see energy efficiency? That is a new issue for the refrigeration and cold chain.
Energy efficiency, we call it an issue because cold chain has always been an energy gas giver. Happening in India market now is more and more customers are now starting to look for energy efficiency because the overall infrastructure capacity is going up now. Which means more expenses for anyone who is putting up such an infrastructure. So as the understanding of the energy consumption goes up more and more customers are asking for it. Even though we have been having those products for multiple years now, but now customers have started demanding that. And we do already have solutions which are in that range of higher energy efficiency. And this is what we are displaying it also here this time.
So what refrigeration technology you suggest to make the cold chain more smarter, like for sensitive industries, pharma?
One is energy monitoring. Right? Energy monitoring becomes extremely important. So if you have an auto setup in energy monitoring, which is not just looking at the temperatures, but a closed loop wherein the system is responding to the required needs for energy, you will have a higher energy efficient unit. One particular case in that is once you start using more and more of inverter units. We see a lot of inverters in air conditioning, but you might not have heard much in inverters in refrigeration. Even though it has been there, but again not much talked about in India.
Never talked about it.
Never talked about. Okay, you have clarified that. So for let's say simpler interactions to begin with, obviously it will respond. But if it is going beyond to, let me say there's a breakdown. Can an AI respond to that as of now? As of now, maybe not. In future, again, as it learns more and more, it may be able to do that. So for such things, you would still need that kind of an IoT system, right, to respond. But at least the benefit is we don't need to be there, present to respond. And then rest of it gets handled by the system.
Yes, definitely skilling is required for that. So do you think cost and scaling is a barrier for adoption of IoT and digital technologies?
People start looking for an upfront capex cost. Everyone has a limitation, I understand that. But the moment we start looking at TCO, which is total cost of operations, not only look at the initial capex, but also the running costs, which will have everything, right? We will have energy costs, you have maintenance costs, apart from just the initial capex costs. So the moment the consumers, which are B2B consumers for cold chain, starts looking at TCO, then we would see more of this happening much more. The customer would not get stuck at the initial capex. Moment you start looking at TCO, so if you have a reliable solution, higher energy efficient solution, even if the initial capex is higher, then you will be, or anyone would be able to take a better decision. So don't look at initial capex alone is what my suggestion is for everyone.
So what future trends do you see in the cold chain solutions?
Again, look, it is all driving towards automation, automation, IoTs. Penetration of IoT is less as of now. It gets expanded more and more. AI also plays a role. So these are the improvements that I see currently happening in next few years.
Besides, you were mentioning about the inverters. So what product range you are displaying specifically for the cold chain solutions?
We are showcasing our inverter range. That is one part. We are also showcasing one of the products which is though fixed speed, but it is vapor injection scroll units for LT applications. So within that fixed speed also, these are high energy efficient because these are vapor injection units. Gives much more capacity and consumes lesser power because it has higher COP. Then we are also showcasing our semi-hermetic units, which are required for larger capacity. Semi-hermetic. So what I talked about was hermetic before. And one more product we are showing amongst the range, which is our showcase, because 𝗂𝘂𝗏 is also our brand, which so we are showing a 𝗂𝘂𝗏 showcase also. Just one of the products of a big range, because the range would include an open multi-deck, a glass door multi-deck, or a freezer also, large units which are utilized in supermarkets and hypermarkets. We're showing one of the unit which is a glass door unit. Glass door chiller is what we call it. Again, is amongst the high performance, high temperature compliance unit for us, which again gives a good energy efficiency.
Wow. So finally, what market opportunities or growth do you see for the cold chain solution in the coming? So transportation and so many things are involved.
So growth has been happening in cold chain for a very long time, but I see some kind of an inflection point happening now, wherein more players, I'm saying providers, when I say the B2B customers for us, have come in and they are looking at putting the infrastructure in a much bigger pace than what we used to see in the past. Like you see a lot of logistics companies, international logistics companies investing a huge amount of money in India. And they're not investing only in dry warehouse. We are also seeing a lot of potential in the climate control garage. See, that investment is coming in. I talked about e-com sector. E-com gave a lot of boost to the refrigeration because they are doing their setups in terms of infrastructure, last mile deliveries, warehouses, mid mile delivery warehouses, and then you will have further, large warehouses which are regional warehouses. So these two itself are bringing a lot of change in the market, apart from the traditional retail and the pharmacy, which is anyhow growing and has the, I would say, the average income levels of India grows. That growth will anyhow continue. So I would see we are in a good phase as we stand today.
Oh, thank you very much for sharing the insights. So we just learned so many views about the cold chain solutions, growth, market opportunities, as well as we are implementing in the future. And thank you very much.
Thank you for thank you. It's nice to know.